You're locked in the red sport. The boys and host Javon Legons and DJTWalk.
Extraordinary talent, assembled for a single objective.
Mission to seek and destroy. Arrival at mission control. High security access. Confirming player identity. Access granted.
What's up, man? It's Red Sports with your boy DJTWalk, and none other than the legend Vaughn in the building with me, man. He's back, man. He's just Hey, man, that's good for time to reset, man. Javon took a week off, man. I think Javon took a week off because the Seminoles was looking for that week, so he put the things on the kibosh, man. And then, you know, when he left and went on vacation, man, Winston kind of lost his mind, so I think Javon needs to be praying for his boy, or need to go have an interview with him. So as we do every show, man, let's pray before we get started. Javon, go ahead, man. You up this week, man.
All right. Holy Father, thank you for this opportunity to fellowship in brothers in Christ. You know, for everyone who's listening, just pray that you bless their lives, and just thank you for the opportunity to speak on the things that you've allowed us to enjoy here on earth, Lord. Thank you for everything that you are. Thank you for being an awesome God, an awesome Savior. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Hey, man, we got mad business to cover, man, since Javon been off. Where you want to go first, Javon? Where you want to go, man? You tell me where you want to go. I'll let you lead this part.
I had to take some time off while my Seminoles got their stuff together, man. If anybody was paying attention, I conveniently planned that during the week that Jameson was suspended. So let's you know what, since we're here, let's go ahead and talk about a little college football first before we hit up NBA Media Day and NFL. Let's do a little college football, and then we'll run to whatever's next.
Okay, well, college football is in full swing. We in week 4, man, I think. SEC is still playing the bump off rules here and there, you know what I'm saying? They still playing Louisiana Tech and Central Arkansas State. So too much to talk about SEC other than maybe Texas A&M win. But again, they had a Lexo come back. And Clemson kind of choked against the Seminoles. I don't know what the coach is doing. I told my man right after the game on 4th and 1, you don't run a who told you to run a 4th and 1, a read option when you're 6 yards behind a line of scrimmage? But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have did it. I'd have ran straight out formation. Go back to 90 football and calling the best player's hand and running straight forward. But let's talk about, here's what we want to talk about EJ Manuel. We don't want to talk about the gameplay. We all know the gameplay. What we want to talk about is EJ Manuel's character. And I want to get Javon's thoughts on his character, being he is a former Seminole. I'm kind of like, man, EJ Manuel, doing his thing. But is his character holding up the par to say that he's, the match his talent? You know what I mean?
Right.
Me personally, I don't know. Me personally, here's how I kind of view some college kids. People, and they're not
T-Walk. You put things up. You talking about Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Not EJ Manuel, Jameis Winston.
My fault. I'm talking about EJ Manuel getting kicked, so I got EJ on my mind. But let's say
that's enough all the way around, man. Go ahead and dog my man out. Go ahead.
And we talk about Winston. I think he's a kid, man, and I think it's hard when you're a kid and you get put on the magnitude that he's been put on, i.e. Manziel was put on last year, and we see these guys falter under the pressure that's put on them. You know, they can't be normal anymore. You can't go out and have fun, as a normal college kid anymore. They kind of stuck under the microscope as everything they do is wrong. You know what I mean? So, do I give him a pass for being a kid at some point? And then there's some point that I say, you got to know better. You know what I'm saying? No, you know better, boy. You know what I'm saying? So, what you think, man? I know being a former college athlete, it's hard sometimes to equate the pressure that you get when you're on a high level. And it's sometimes hard to equate to the stigmatism that you get as being a dumb jock. You know what I'm saying? So, some of this makes him look like a dumb jock. Some of this makes him look like a kid. But let me get your thoughts, being that you went to Florida State and you would be able to more attest to what kind of team atmosphere that is.
Honestly, man, perhaps my opinion on Jameis is going to be a little bit different than what people expect, being that I went to FSU. So I'm not a big Jameis Winston apologist. Like I think Jameis is a good dude. Believe it or not, I had the chance to meet him before. He's a good kid. He's a smart kid, and that makes it all the more. It makes it harder for me to give him a pass on some of this stuff, because at some point you pretty much just have to learn, hey, there are certain things I can't do. There are certain things that as a 20-year-old, and look, I was 20 before, T-Walk, obviously you were 20 before. There's a lot of things you don't know. There's a lot of things you're still naive about. There's a lot of, crazy, stupid, childish things you do at 20 years old, but still there's a lot of things you still have at 20 years old, and you know, hey, these are things I can't do. And Jameis Winston is coming from a place where, he knows in large part what the expectation is for him as a team leader, and as smart as he is, because he's actually a smart kid. I know he has that Alabama drawl, and everyone always gets on the kid from Alabama just because they talk a certain way. So I'm not even going to go down that road. I think a lot of that is kind of ignorant in a way. But at the same time, he was a smart kid. And you see the way he leads his team and the way he studies film and studies the game as a football player, you know that he has some sense. And he's a good leader on the field. Some of that should translate into off the field as well. And it's almost as if he wants us to excuse, or a lot of times it seems like he wants us to excuse it because I'm young and I'm still learning. At the end of the day, that I'm scared of with him specifically is that this is a dude who potentially could be drafted to the NFL next year. And there are certain things that before he goes to the league, he needs to stay at FSU for another year just for maturity's sake. But at the same time, if he does go to the league, and that's his right to do so, if he decides to do that, he's gonna have to tighten up in certain ways, just because it's not just about draft position. It's just what is life gonna look like for this dude at 21 years old with all that money and all that talent. How long can that career be? What kind of trouble are you gonna find yourself in if you continue to go down that path? It's a lot of stupid stuff at this point, man, and then the stupid stuff, you have to stop that. The stuff that you've been accused for, that's criminal. The legal process works itself out with that. I know what that culture looks like. As a fellow athlete, specifically at Florida State University, and I know what it looks like in terms of observing the football team. They have a lot of things they come up against. They have a lot of things they have to fight against in terms of either maintaining purity are maintaining a good reputation. So I understand that you let the legal process work its way out, but the stupid stuff like, the crab leg things that become a joke, things that, hey, dude, a 10-year-old knows that you can't do this. You know, so we can't rely on the fact that you're just 20 years old and, I'm still learning, I'm still maturing. Some of the things that Davis is doing is like, a 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid knows he can't do some of these things. So I think that's when my patience kind of gets low. And the last thing I'll say before I just let that go is that I was completely behind them pushing the dude for the whole game. I think maybe because we won last year, it didn't hurt me as bad. But if we had lost the game, honestly, I wouldn't have stressed it too much. I wouldn't have put out anything because perhaps that's something that might have had to happen for him to learn his lesson. Until he sees where his actions really hurt the team and really cause us to let down and lose the number one rank and to lose the opportunity to go to the first annual playoff. Maybe that's what he would have needed to see to where he learns his lesson. But that's not, man.
Yeah, the defense at Florida State, for them to be number one right now, is not the same defense as last year.
And they lost, and you know what, man? They lost so many people. People underestimate how many people they lost in the NFL. So, we pretty much had a starting lineup that went to the NFL. And everyone expects a team like FSU. So, and you know this from being a supporter of USC. Teams like that, they expect them to just reload year after year after year because they're so well. And teams like USC and FSU and Alabama never stay down for that reason. So I expect them to get better by the end of this year. So by the time you get to the playoffs, if we're able to stay unbeaten for that long, I expect them to look a lot better as a defensive unit. But at the same time, they do have a lot of work to do, bro. Like, a lot of work to do. Just because, they're young. A lot of those guys are, even though they may be third-year, second-year players, they're just getting their legs under them because the guys that were in front of them were all conference, going to the NFL, that kind of thing. So they got a ways to learn. I'm not discouraged. Wins are wins at this point. So I'll take it.
Yeah, I think what people miss sometimes in college football is seniors play a big role. When we talk about a senior in college, we're talking about a grown man. We're not talking about when you're 19, 20, you're so good. But if you look at teams like Notre Dame when they went to the national championship, they had 46, 47 seniors on their team. That makes a big difference when you play against a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody says. What you teach is, and then, of course, if you watch college basketball, you see how these small schools have seniors on the team, and they tend to dominate some of these younger schools. You know what I'm saying? So it's no surprise to me when you call it, it's not Cinderella no more. At least in my opinion, because they'll be like, man, them people got like 7 seniors in the rotation. They're not young dudes, you know what I'm saying? Although you're talented, it's something that I like to call the kids at work. I tell the kids at work, there's a difference between grown man weight and kid weight, man. Once you learn how to function, once you grown man weight, then it changes the whole game. And when kids get it, it takes a minute to get it. When that's what I heard a guy on the radio the other week talking about they should let 17, 18-year-olds go pro in the NFL. And I said, you put a 17-year-old in the NFL, he'd get killed. And you imagine a kid at 18, buck
on the field,
95.
Man. He'll get killed somewhere.
So I think he's playing the kid. I think, like you said, since you met him, he knows. I guess my point is he knows better. You know what I'm saying? Than some of the stupid stuff, man. He knows better. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna move on from Winston, man. Talk a little bit more college football. We got the rankings going on, man. Moving on. We got the playoffs going on. These kids don't understand how the playoffs don't work. And truthfully, I'm at a little loss of how the playoffs don't work because I think they might end up with, a couple. If you look at the top 10 right now, pretty log jam as far as how we're gonna have the team shake out, how it's gonna, the rankings is the rankings. But we got Auburn. We got Texas A&M, we got Baylor, we got Notre Dame, we got Michigan State, we We got Florida State.
No, man, you know what? I'm good with the playoff system as long as we get Notre Dame out of there, man.
You know what? You know how it goes. An undefeated Notre Dame team is gonna be they're gonna put them in the playoffs over anybody.
When Notre Dame lost a couple years ago to Alabama in that championship game, to me they left their right to any championship game of any type for the next like 5 to 7 years. I'm like, we don't need to see them. We don't need to see them in any championship game for the next 5 to 7 years. And I say that knowing Florida State plays Notre Dame in a couple of weeks. I think we play them in like 3-4 weeks or something like that. So hopefully we can put an end to it. And I think before they play us, they play Stanford. So Notre Dame at least has a tougher schedule this year. But at the same time, I'm just so tired of Notre Dame. There's something around January, like December and January, it's just a letdown, bro.
Yeah, when you see the playoff.
Yeah, I'm cool. Any 4 teams. Even if FSU don't make it, I'll live just because we won last year, so I think ultimately I'll get over it. And I know that the team still is gonna be decent. Even if they get upset, the team's still gonna do well and, end up in a bowl or something like that. But dude, there's some teams you just don't need to see. Like you see the same thing every year. Ohio State, don't need to see them in any championship game anywhere, anytime soon. Same thing with Notre Dame is definitely one of those schools. There's a couple of them, man. Like, you already know what we're going to get from these schools every single year. So it's only,
we know we're going to get Notre Dame.
It's only 67 schools for discussion, then maybe like a mid-major or 2 or something like that, man. But that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, we're pretty much on the same page with that one. I think it's a couple schools that will be in. I think the top 5, man, will shake out. And then we could end up with everybody in the top 5 with 1 loss. With us, I said it when we started doing the program, I think the college football playoff would slowly turn out to be more than 4 teams because it's going to be hard. All 4 is going to, have 1 loss, or, the 4 team got, 2 losses to top-ranked schools, so it's going to be real hard to select. It's going to be, I don't think it'll get as big as the basketball tournament, 64, but what's the point of being ranked in the top 25 if you don't get a shot to win it all? You know what I mean? That's how I think. If you rank and, you get 18, maybe the top 20 or something like that, you should get a shot at least to compete for a championship.
All right.
In my
Everybody
opinion.
Listen, you heard it here first on Red Sports. We calling a bowl championship series of 25 teams. 28. It'll be 28. I guess we're saying 28. I guess that's the even number. 24 or 28 would be the even number to make that work.
Yeah.
We're calling it here first. Red Sports.
Yeah. Y'all heard it here first. So when somebody else on another station tells you, or you hear it on ESPN, don't forget we told you that first. We came up with the motion first here on Red Sports, and nobody else did it.
We need to trademark that. We need to trademark that so we can make it big time, man.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, man. We got another topic, man. Baseball playoffs to start. Now, Javon's not a big baseball dude. I'm not a big baseball dude either, but I do watch baseball. You know what I'm saying? When only reason I'm a baseball fan is because I grew up with the A's. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching them. I've been an Oakland Athletics fan all my life. So that's my team, man. Even when we sucked, even when we was on steroids, I was still chilling for the A's.
While T-Walk talking about baseball, I'm gonna go eat that real quick. I'll be back.
Look at Javon. He
You know what, man? I was a lifelong fan of the Jacksonville Suns, man. Jacksonville Suns all day long, man. I went to a few Jacksonville Suns games when I was younger, and I know we're gonna pursue this baseball conversation to like playoffs and all that type of stuff. Real quick, man, I want to get your take. What was your take on Derek Jeter retiring? Everybody else in the sports show is talking about it. I want to get T-Walk's take on Derek Jeter and all the everything that surrounded Derek Jeter. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say this about Derek Jeter. I'm not a Yankees fan. Never have been a Yankees fan, but you have to give Derek Jeter his just due respect. I think it's amazing. Nowadays, when you see a player who's played for the same team over 19 years, I don't want to go into his statistical stats, and all that stuff. But Derek Jeter playing for the Yankees for 19 years is somewhat of an anomaly, being that the Yankees are the Yankees. The Yankees will pay top dollar for anybody, which is why I don't think a lot of people are fans. I think there's a lot of Yankee fans, but not real Yankee fans. You know what I mean? I think people like the Yankees, and people like the Yankees bring to baseball. You know what I'm saying? But baseball to me is the same. I mean, you already know. We go back. They recently added the wild card. You know, but they're so behind in what they're trying to do as far as other sports are. You know what I'm saying? They don't capitalize on the market. Baseball has a lower percentage of African Americans in all the sports. They have a large percentage of Spanish people in there, you know, being from Dominican or Mexico, which I come across you, but they have a low percentage of African Americans. But since we're talking about Derek Jeter, man, I'm going to bring it back to Derek Jeter. I think the guy is great, man, for playing in New York, 19 years. I'm going to show my respect to Derek Jeter. Great player, awesome athlete. Lived a single man's life forever, which is crazy. But, I think he's got his just due. You know what I'm saying? He did his part, made things happen for the Yankee organization. I don't want to say he single-handedly won them any Super Bowls. World Series. But he did his part, you know, to make Yankee history. You know what I mean?
That's how much we care about. We care about baseball so much we call it Super Bowl.
Yeah, so when you think of Derek Jeter, man, I don't know that a player has had an impact like that in a long time for baseball. Other than, those guys who have played for, 18, 19 years, for the same team. And even those guys who have played 18, 19 years, it was rare to see one of them play for the same team for that amount of time. So hats off to Derek Jeter. We'll see what he does in his post-career. And being that you're not a baseball fan, what you think about Derek Jeter, Jay?
Well, and that's what I was going to say, man. I'm one of those guys, for people who can relate, because a lot of people in my demographic don't necessarily follow baseball. I'm a ESPN follower of baseball, so I stay up to date on baseball in terms of I can loosely talk about what's going on, and I have favorite teams, I have favorite players, but it's pretty much all based on ESPN and who is regularly on the highlight, that kind of a thing. That being said, obviously I'm aware of Derek Jeter, I'm aware of his career, and I show great respect to the dude. He's been able to do it for so long. So any professional athlete who does the game or who plays their game for that long, specifically for one team, I think deserves respect. That being said, I am so happy it's almost over. And Derek Jeter, I'm so happy. For 2 weeks, honestly, for the whole year, I ain't gonna say for the last 2 weeks, for the whole year, it's just been so, it's been so overwhelming. Derek Jeter stuff has been so overwhelming, and I show mad respect to the dude, but I can't, and I wish we had a poll we can put on the website. I think we do, and I would ask people who listen to this show, is there any, I guess it's hard to make this a poll question because it may be open input. Is there any player in any other sport that's had that kind of farewell last season? Where he's receiving gifts to any other, he's received gifts from every other team. And honestly, for the teams that didn't give him gifts, they kind of side-eyed him, I ain't Derek Jeter gifts. I've never, he's getting canoes with number 2 on him. He's getting, he got a bench made out of baseball bats, something like that.
Did he do that for Michael Jordan?
No, and that's my thing. The only thing with Michael Jordan, I'm trying to think, man, in any sport, baseball, football, basketball, soccer, even if you want to go there, tennis, for somebody who's retiring in their last year, I've never seen anybody. I've challenged anybody, whether it's on Twitter, on the site, if you want to post a comment. I want to, is there any player that's had that kind of farewell season? And to me, that there's a small contingent of people like myself who follow baseball loosely. It almost makes you not like Derek Jeter. And I've always been a fan. Derek Jeter was a cool dude. I'm he seems like a nice enough fan, and he seems good at what he does, and he's playing for the same team. But
oh man, I'm so happy that this is over because I got tired of seeing ESPN dedicate whole segments to him, and I'm tired of seeing all these respect commercials, and it's like, you know, dude, y'all is just making money and just capitalizing on the dude, and I know him, and this is my last point with this, but Major League Baseball, I just think they're capitalizing on the Derek Jeter career and mystique to try to win some new fans, because to me personally, I think the bigger issue that you have, and this is like for all sports, it's definitely hurting baseball because their draw has been less and less over the past 20 years, whereas like basketball is growing to an international sport. NFL is taking over as the American pastime. Even soccer has become, soccer worldwide is the most popular sport that's even grown in popularity in America. Baseball, however, is getting less and less fans. And I think what they've done is that they've made such an event around Derek Jeter retiring. I think they've done that on purpose to try to draw people in, like, hey, look how great our game is, and look how great our product is. The problem is, whenever you do that, with Derek Jeter leaving the game, they really don't have anything else or anybody else to stand on. And I think part of this, I think this is the problem with all sports, is that I think the era of you seeing a player stay with a particular team for his whole career, I honestly think in sports that's over. Because in soccer, those guys switch teams like crazy. In football, you rarely, outside of a star quarterback, and even like Peyton Manning switch teams. You have Tom Brady, who's been a New England Patriot forever. Aaron Rodgers hopefully will complete his career as a Green Bay Packer forever. But, you know, football is the most likely sport with the star quarterback. He'll stay in the same city forever. Basketball, that era is over. I just think you're in trouble. I think you're in trouble if you're baseball because you don't have the built-in audience, the built-in young audience like basketball and football, where you can afford for your players to move from city to city and you'll be okay. Baseball doesn't have that, so I kind of worry about like, hey, you know, what is the baseball crowd going to look like? Because you're not really going to have that. You're not going to have another Derek Jeter trot out there because, you know, the most popular player left. It's like Mike Trout. Mike Trout is the new young player who's out there right now who's like, oh man, this is going to be our new guy. But, you know, you really don't have confidence that Mike Trout's going to stay with his team. You know, and he could be a Yankee. That's what I'm saying. He could be Mike Trout could be a Yankee in a couple years, and then let alone they harp on drug suspensions and PEDs more in baseball than they do any other sport, and they use that to like, oh man, you know, this is why Derek Jeter, like when they couldn't say it's because his numbers were so great, and he's like he's number 6 all time in hits. Which is an amazing thing because he played so long. So you got to give him credit for that. But he didn't have a lot of stats that really jump out at you. That really separated him from a lot of other greats who retired around the same time, outside of him being a Yankee. But I think the thing there is that, like, I don't know. I just think there's just a lot to think about, I guess, with the whole baseball thing. Because I kind of think they're in trouble. I think that
where do they go now?
I don't know where to go. I really don't know where they go. Their whole thing with Derek Jeter was, man, you know, he was clean in the era of dirty players. He was clean. You know, I tweeted this the other day. I was like, man, I really hope they don't find out Derek Jeter was on some kind of PED like 10 years from now. That would just break the internet. Like, that would break baseball. But, you know,
that would kill baseball.
That would kill baseball. I mean, and to me, that's fair. When you build up so much in just one dude, and they made him like a god, you know, I'm kind of like, man, I hope they don't find any dirt on Derek Jeter. I was like, man, how messed up would it be his last week or something? You know, somebody come up with a new report like, oh man, I'm gonna have to tell Derek Jeter.
A-Rod shot him up.
Yeah, they don't have. Baseball doesn't have the built-in audience basketball and football do to survive that kind of thing. So I don't know. I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah. The Derek Jeter tour is over. Do I still think that we'll probably, on last Monday or when it was over, Sunday or whatever, we hit the Derek Jeter top 10. Dude had a couple hits here and there. Like I say, he didn't have the impressive stats of even for that matter, Barry Bonds or Mark McGwire, or one of these guys who was straight home run hitters. He was just, and honestly, man, I don't know if he made a super flip. These dudes started using PEDs, and then it was like, oh, the Derek Jeter show. Derek Jeter is, he's a clean baseball player. Yeah, so then, I think his demeanor showed off. But, we talking about, character and everything, too, was, for lack of a better word, little man whore. He had dated every chick he could pick up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? And that's crazy. And I don't want to get into a deeper conversation here, but dude, how you can do that as a guy? The men who are basically fan whores, for lack of a better term, they can get away with that. They get away with that. Whereas, if it's a woman, like they she has a much smaller dating history, a much shorter dating history. But like they used to talk to Serena Williams about that. About how she's dated most of them. She was involved with Common. She was involved with a few other like a fashion designer, dude from London or something at one point. So she's moved to like 4 or 5 dudes, and they killed her for that. But like on ESPN, they did a Derek Jeter, like they filled out all the spots on the baseball diamond. They had like Jessica Alba playing first base. Halle, who else? He was linked with Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks was designated hitter. Justin Field was an outfield, and they did like a whole field of all the women that he's dated. And that was like 5 years ago. That wasn't even like a recent. That was like 5 years ago. And only get away with that. And to me, I know that's a gender politics conversation, but dude, that's the craziest thing. That is crazy to me sometimes too, man. I'll be like, man, if you're a girl and you do some of the stuff these dudes doing, they gonna get you. But it's just wild, man. Well, let's since you're talking about that, let's talk about it from this perspective. Because I think we get gender on both sides. For example, we got the Ray Rice issue, right? And so we're talking about how the NFL abuses women and all this other stuff. But we got Hope Solo who done beat down the whole family. Hope Solo was taking our whole family. and they ain't saying nothing about her. You know what I mean? And she's still playing. And the crazy thing about that is that Hope Solo is still playing, and she's still the captain. And the U.S. soccer team, the whole organization was like, "Yeah, we know about the charges." Like that statement was essentially, "Yeah, we heard about the charges. We're gonna let it play out." And to me, and I know we laugh, and God forgive us. These are serious topics. But at the same time, it is crazy how these things play out in different spots, because there's this myth in America to where it can only be abused if a man does it. And that's the craziest thing. And I guess on the other side of that, we talk about the Derek Jeter thing. It can only be like you can only be a whore if it's a woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's like both sides are just crazy. And both sides are crazy, because that Hope Solo thing, wow, because she was actually taking our whole family. Like, I was like, man, that's family function. She's taking our whole family. You know what I thought? So in ESPN football, I think me and Javon watch ESPN more. Have y'all listen to the show, but we watch it continually, and I'm watching regular. And I'm looking at the Ray Rice, and then I go on Instagram, and I'm looking, and somebody got a picture up of Hope Solo, Adrian Peterson, and Ray Rice. And the caption picture was like, "Hey, I can get out my whole family just to play ha-ha suckers." And that's just wow. That's so crazy to me, man. I think that too, man. I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's the craziest thing.
So I think on some sides is, I think we have, sometimes people have their own view, depending on what the situation is. Like, domestic violence can only be between a male hitting a woman, or, for example, rape can only be a male and a female, you know what I mean? But I think only thing that you probably get a universal decision for is drug use. I think that's probably universal across the board. But anything else, it's kind of male or female based, you know what I'm saying? That only a male can do this, only a female can do that, and that's going to be that, And so, we used to talk about that in general on the show, and it's kind of silly to me and all. I saw it and I laughed, because I was like, you doggone right, she just did it the same way. I've been seeing it an indefinite suspension for what she did. Is it because soccer and being in the United States? They suspended the two for him, but they do it in the game. So what you trying to say? You know what I'm saying? It's okay to beat up your family, but it's not okay to hit him in the game. What are you saying? So that's what I'm like, man. Okay, soccer. Show me something you got that lets me know you action, but I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? One of my boys had a decision about the money. If female soccer was making as much money as male soccer, then it would be an issue. But who knows? Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And then while we talk about Ray Rice, let's talk about this video subject, man. Man, I done had so many different opinions, and I think the overwhelming opinion was this. And this is what we said about the video. I know for a fact the NFL saw the video. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, maybe they didn't see the video, or maybe they didn't see the video, or maybe they saw the video, or maybe somebody else saw the video. I'm going to tell you, I believe they saw the video. Now, in my opinion, they saw the video, and it wasn't a big deal until other people saw the video. Now, that being said, what in the world did you think was on that video? What did you think happened? You think he gave her a hug? You think he pushed her? What did you think happened? I mean, we saw the video pre, and we started dragging her out the elevator, and you saw she was knocked out. What did you think happened, people? You know what I'm saying? You think she just fell down a trip? You think she hit her head on something? What did you think? So that's what I'm going to say about the video. I think those in power are overdue, but I'm going to hit you from the perspective of this. Everybody's talking about domestic violence in the NFL, domestic violence in the NFL, domestic violence in the NFL. Do you guys understand that rich males, in general, males or females, get away with a lot of this stuff all the time, and it goes uncovered by the news or unreported by the news? And it's sad in our society that we focus in on the athlete doing this stuff, but we don't focus on the general rule of everybody doing this stuff. It's not right for a man in general to hit a woman. It's not right for anybody to put their hands on another person in general. So I think we need to attack this from the perspective of it's not right totally, but we don't want to single out one individual for doing this, and we don't want to minimize what happened. But people, think for a second. What in the world did you think was on the table? What you think, Jay?
No, I mean, honestly, man, I agree with you. We talked about this in the last show. I mean, my opinion honestly hasn't changed on that. I'm with you. I believe that the NFL saw the video. I can't say that too loud because ESPN may suspend me like they suspend everybody else. But but that aside, man, I think they saw it, but to the main point being made, even if they didn't see it, what did they get to see it for? I mean, at that point, you pretty much you're making a policy, a domestic violence policy that says this is how we're going to handle this. Unless there's a video, then you're really in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that to me, that's the craziest thing. It's like, all right, well, the suspension is half a year and then a whole year, and then you may not be able to play football ever again unless we see video of it or pictures of it. This is really bad, and we're really going to get you. That's just crazy. And I with all due respect, let's talk about something else. It's so tiring. I mean, what? And this stuff happens in every league. I think the way they handle that was horrible, bro.
So let's lock in this week, man. Here we go. Let's talk about the quarterbacks, man, who had big days yesterday. Even though one of them,
we gotta talk about Andrew Luck. He's coming down.
Nah, we got Andrew Luck. We talking about the rookies. We gonna talk about. Here's what we gonna talk about. We gonna focus in on 3 quarterbacks today. We're gonna focus in on 3 quarterbacks. Let's say 4. We're gonna focus in on EJ Manuel getting benched and what you think about that. We're gonna focus in on Teddy Bridgewater starting and ripping up the Atlanta Falcons. We're gonna talk about Blake Bortles and your Jacksonville Jags. And you know what, just to be well-rounded, we're going to talk about Derek Carr, how he's looking for the Raiders, and then we're going to talk about Geno Smith, because we both pretty much the same. So you pick one, we'll start. You take one, I'll take one. You know what, you take Bortles, I'll take Carr, and we'll go from there.
All right. So Bortles, I think at this point, man, you know, my whole opinion of it, I'm not one of those guys who put Blake Bortles in the first game starting against the San Diego Chargers and expect them to beat the San Diego Chargers. San Diego Chargers is a good team. If anybody who's listening who our previous show, I picked San Diego to do well because I think it's a good team. And we both did that. We picked
we do well.
So I'm not surprised by the result. I am happy that Blake Bortles got to start. I'm glad that he's teaching me experience because at the same time, I think it's needed because you really don't have anything to lose. Jack anyway going out there.
I'm happy that he didn't get it due to injury though.
Yeah, to me, I think this was played in a decent way. You know, I think it was handled fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you go with the veteran. I think it logically, I don't think people are going to fight with you. Okay, we'll go with the veteran quarterback to start off the season, just because you want to see what you got. You know what I'm saying? And Chad Henne is able to crank out a couple of wins. Out of these first 3 games, you know, they won 2 of them. They're 2-2, and they're looking good. You know, it just it gives you reason to sit Blake Bortles longer. The fact they started off 4-4 and couldn't get any points on the board. You know, I think it makes the decision to go to Bortles a lot easier. I think Bortles showed you a lot of good things. He only missed on 7 passes. The problem was 2 of those were interceptions. So, you know, obviously he has a lot to go there, but he can help move the offense. It looks like everybody responds well to him in the huddle, and I think that based on what you saw, like if you watch the game, it looks like he's going to be the guy for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, they lost, but at the same time, you have to still feel okay if you're a Jaguars fan based on what you saw on the hot set. So, I feel encouraged as a Jaguars fan. I don't feel horrible coming out of my loss like all this. I think that, you know, as he grows, as he gets better, the team is going to do all right. And honestly, it's not his job and the offensive job to keep all these teams scoring 35 plus more. You know, I'm one of those guys, man. I kind of look at it in whole, and no matter how good he would have played, they still would have to put up, 35, 38 points to win that game. They shouldn't have to. Because the team should be playing better than them. I think that's the root of the problem. But, you know, I wasn't disappointed with what I saw, man. I think Bortles is the future, and I think, I feel about it, man.
All right. So I'm gonna talk about low Derek Carr real quick. I'm encouraged by what I see from Derek Carr, but I'm just highly discouraged in 2 things. The defense, first of all, is looking real old and real horrible, which I disagree with them re-signing Charles Wilson. Anyway, dude's been in the league 27 years. So I don't agree with that. I think he's in the same position Bortles is in. You got an impressive quarterback. Bortles might be better off because he might have more. He has a little bit more playmakers on his side. I don't think he has, 1-2 none playmakers in Oakland. Right. Just to say the least, somebody catch the ball, make a move. I think I think honestly, they needed Sammy Watkins. You got Khalil Mack. You know what I mean? Which is, and that's totally could be flipped either way, because if you look at Sammy Watkins, dude is often injured. You know what I'm saying? He plays one game, out one game, play one game, out one game. So you can go either way with that one. Khalil Mack, focus on the defense, but he's a pass rusher, And if you got nobody else to do that, you're kind of stuck. You know, you don't have to go anywhere else. You know, so what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I think Derek Carr is going to be all right, but I think my Raiders are going to be at least another year away, maybe from getting a playmaker. And honestly, there's no one I have seen besides Gurley in the draft who could possibly make a difference, you know. But is Gurley going to be another McFadden? Is Gurley going to be healthy? Is he going to hold up? You know, he's been injured 2 years with college experience. So what do you have with Gurley? Man, I'm just at all struck that he has no weapons. I think the dude can throw. I think he has an arm. Is he injury prone like his brother? We gonna see because he got hurt on Sunday. Man, look out on Carr. He's the only rookie who can start games since week 1. So right now, I'm gonna give Derek Carr grade a C, and let that be that. I'm gonna give Blake Bortles a grade of C as well. But I think he's gonna be better off. I think he's like a body. I think he's 240, 250. I think Bortles is going to be all right in the NFL. So, you know, I agree with you on Bortles. I think he's got the weapons to be successful. Now, you know how I judge quarterbacks. I got to see what he do in year 3. Because year 1 is an anomaly for me. Year 2 is when I think you have to start seeing what they can do against you. And year 3 is when I see if he learns anything. So, come year 3 with Bortles. I'm gonna tell you whether he's gonna be a lock for a future, or whether he's gonna be scoring goal for the next 4 years. Jacksonville is building a team around him. I do think we need a running back, and I think the same with Carr. You're gonna have to get this dude. Once you get weapons, you really have no excuse. You know, if you don't have no weapons, good luck, Chuck. If you ain't got no playmakers, you ain't got no running back. Good luck, Chuck. That's what I'm saying. So we're moving on. Next quarterback, I'll take Teddy Bridgewater, and then so my great Teddy Bridgewater, man. I think he just played a heck of a game yesterday. I would have had a great running game. But the question still looms is why he dropped in the draft. He's a dude too skinny. He got injured late in the game, doing some little quarterback thing and all that stuff. So, is the dude too small? Is he too fragile to take a shot? I don't think he outweighs any. And Drew Brees is not a big guy, but Drew Brees is at least like 220, 230. And Bridgewater looks like he's about $180.
Yeah, Bridgewater's like. I think that's the whole thing with him, man. I think Bridgewater's nice, and I think honestly he was my favorite all quarterback in terms of being the most pro ready. Just coming out of college, just because he, as far as like the feel of the game, if you watch him play, like dude's actually just a good quarterback. He can make a lot of throws. He's more mobile than he needs. He's more mobile than people give him credit for. But at the same time, he only runs when he has to. And like he generally does the Russell Wilson thing, to where they're mobile and they run to actually set up a throw, set up a pass whenever they run. So I think that bodes well for him. You know, I would say I was afraid at first maybe he's going to be a little bit injury prone, but at the same time, given the fact that he doesn't just take off and run just to run, I think he'll be okay. I mean, I like to hear your thoughts on that. Because I saw him play in college, and I saw a portion of that last game. You know, the very tail end of it. It looked like he had a great game, man.
Oh yeah, he balled. I gotta give him credit. He balled. Yeah, he balled. I gotta give him credit for that. Yeah, I gotta give him credit. I'm gonna see if he's gonna put on weight between year 1 and year 2.
I like him too.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he probably. Him and Bortles, man, are probably 1 and 1/8. I don't think Manziel will. If the Browns trade Hoyer, then they gonna be in the tank. You can mark my words. I said it here. If you start Manziel, you an idiot. DJTWalk, you can quote me on that one. If you trade Hoyer, you guys are done.
And you know what, man? They're eventually gonna have to. They put themselves in that position where they're eventually have to play to do. And the crazy thing is, out of all of those guys, out of Derek Carr, Blake Bortles, and Teddy Bridgewater, he is the least likely to actually hate to say this, man, because he's not going to like prejudge people like this because they really got a chance to play. And he's given how he plays, he's the least likely to actually really succeed. And the more and more I watch Texas A&M play, just to bring it back to college football, the more I watch Texas A&M and I watch Kenny Hill, the more I think, like maybe someone was just that great of a coach. Like maybe it's less that
Manziel was a beast.
I mean, he's because you still have to have the talent to put up the numbers to do things he did. But, I mean, you can't deny the system. Like you can't deny the system that he came from. And I think when you look at that, man, I kind of need to take Hoyer for as long as I can before I make that move. And Hoyer's going to get traded. He's going to go to some team, and he's going to be a really good, like, foundation. Like, Hoyer's a solid quarterback to me, man. It's things to put him in the position they did, but he's solid, man.
Oh yeah. I think he got a shot last year. He proved he can play outside of the injury, and he's playing without his top wide receiver and Josh Gordon. And the dude is still putting up numbers, man. So
exactly,
if you play Manziel, man, y'all can give it up, dude. I think you can get it to the spot shot. I think you can let him in the game. But I don't think Manziel is going to hold up as an NFL starter for 16 weeks. I think he's Michael Vick without this real dynamic speed of Michael Vick. You know what I mean? I think Michael Vick over years has turned out to be a great quarterback, but not a winner. You know what I'm saying? He's not a champ. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we talk about Michael Vick, do I think Bill should be starting in New York? Oh, heck yeah.
Well, talk about Geno Smith. Talk about Geno Smith. I want to hear that. Talk about Geno.
Let me give you my opinion on Geno. Here's my opinion on Geno. Sexy Rex, if you listen, man, here's my take on your quarterback, man. You put too much stock in your quarterback, man. That's Geno Smith, man. I give you props for encouraging him. I give you props for making him starter, keeping him starter. But at what point do you realize, dude, is a turnover machine? I think the Bills made a stupid choice in pitching E.J. Manuel. He's a second-year quarterback. But Geno Smith, man, interception after interception after interception. And then you make the dumbest comment I ever heard in my life as a football coach is we can move the ball between the 20s. You know, hey, football is not moving the ball between the 20s. Football is scoring points. You score to win the game. That's i.e. Herman Edwards. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't move the ball between the 20 and get to the 20 to the field goal, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I think that's just kicker in fantasy football because they seem to take a lot of field goals. But anyhow, my opinion on Geno is he's going to be a career backup, man. I think the Jets, here's the problem with the Jets, is their defense is good enough for them to win 7-8 games, right? Their offense is bad enough for them to lose 7-8 games. So you're not going to get a top 5 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You can forget Winston. You can forget anybody else in the top 5 as quarterbacks that you're going to get. So I am Rex Ryan, and I want to save my job. Here's what I do. I call up the Browns and say, hey, what do you want for Hoyer?
You know what, man? I'll be real brief on this whole thing. I agree with you for the most part on Geno. I will say this, man. I think that I was never too high on Geno coming out of college anyway.
Yeah.
I think he was a product of that when he was in West Virginia. Back when West Virginia was picking up, 40 points a game, 45. You know, that offense, that system was built in a way to where he could do a lot of jump passes and things like that and rack up a lot of 400-yard games, 250-plus-yard games. So, I'm not too surprised from what I'm seeing from Geno. That being said, I think that Geno, while he's not ready to be a starter in the league, I think there's some potential there, only because he has the physical tools. You know, I don't think he doesn't seem to be the brightest on the field. And I'm only saying that in football speak. I mean, Peter Shaddu's a very intelligent guy. Seems like a very well-meaning dude, but he doesn't seem as if he's the type of quarterback who's like picking up all the defenses and doing that type of stuff to the same degree some of these other quarterbacks are. You know, i.e. Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, and that kind of thing. But Dude, yeah, I think no matter what quarterback you put there, I think that team is going to be bad. Just only because they have, you talk about Oakland not having any weapons, and, Jacksonville may not be ideal in terms of having weapons, but, like, those guys have negative weapons in New York, man. And I don't know if they lead the lead. I know they're pretty high in drop passes. They drop so many passes. They don't necessarily help their quarterback. And I'm a big supporter of Mike Vick. And I think that he gives them the best chance to win because obviously a better quarterback gives you a better chance to win. But I don't even know what he will really be able to do in that offense, only because like they don't have any help, and it's been the same thing with these New York Jets or Rex Ryan teams. Because he's such a great defensive coach, their defense is always going to be up to a certain level for the most part. In a bad year, they're still going to be top 12 defensive, top 12 defensive unit. In a good year, obviously they'll be much better than that. But they don't really do it. Like, offensively, there's nothing about the New York Jets you can tell. Like, there's nothing about the New York Jets where you want to watch them on offense. Like, there's so many more things. Like, you can watch reruns of Family Matters. You can watch bowling. All of these things will be more exciting than watching the New York Jets play offense against any team in the NFL. And it's just that bad. I know Geno Smith is a part of that. He's not the best quarterback. He's not the most foundationally sound quarterback. But even if you put Mike Vick back there, you're gonna hang the dude out to dry. He's gonna suffer because he don't have any tools. And I blame that on the GM. I think the GM's horrible. I think the GM's worse than I'm not the biggest Rex Ryan guy, but I don't even think it's Rex Ryan's fault, man. I think the team they built on offense is a horrible unit. And that's just being kind. Like, that's my kind assessment of the New York Jets.
All right, so since we got the Jets, man, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from break, we're going to discuss a little hoop. I'll finish off discussing basketball, and then we're going to get a little bit more in with sponsors and then the show. I think he going to surprise y'all with his thoughts this week. I think he might go somewhere we ain't expecting to go, but I'll let him surprise y'all with all that. So when we come back from break, we're going to talk a little bit more football, a little bit more quarterbacks, a little bit more NFL talk. Then we're going to talk a little bit about basketball unveiling and a little bit about what Carmelo said. So y'all sit back and relax, man. Here we go. We on break. Peace out.
Yo, this the Team Red member Don Christian the Warrior from Yada the King Radio, letting you know that you can hear our show on the DJTWalk app every week.
Every week, Johnny?
That's right, every week on the DJTWalk app. Stop what you're doing. Go right now and download it on the Android, iPhone, whatever kind of phone you got. It don't matter. Just make sure you got the DJTWalk app. Alright? And don't forget to Yada the King. Life.
I feel thorns where my crown was. I'll be weak, but I'm alive from the dust until dawn. Yeah, I'll survive, cause I got sweet victory. Nobody can take it from me. Sweet victory, cause I got sweet victory. Yeah.
You see me living, I know you see me living. You can't tell on these CDs, well, bro, I'm knee deep in it. I'm waiting in my weakness, he may be dependent. I be lying through my teeth to say I don't resent it. Even as I write these lines, I'm close to tears. My body ain't been working right for 7 years. So miss me with that, keep your chin up, try to smile. Bro, I'm 26, I should feel better by a mile. Keep all your anecdotes and cute quotes. I'll pass on cliches for true hopes. It's too dope.
I feel thorns where my crown was. I'll be weak, but I'm alive from the dust until dawn. Yeah, I'll survive, cause I got sweet victory. Nobody can take it from me. Sweet victory, cause I got sweet victory. Yeah,
toast to the king. Cheers man. They hit play on them songs, they clapping in them stands. They like, I bet you get a lot of them steps from rubber bands. So when I say it's been a half few years, they think I'm playing. But you don't know my life, boy. You don't know my life, boy. You don't know what it's been like on my wife, don't know my fight, boy. Been in them trenches, steady trying to fight my foes. And when I couldn't fight no more, he rolled me low, low, he rolled me low. I know I can't bear it low.
Feel thorns where my crown was. I'll be weak, but I'm alive from the dust until dawn, yeah. I'll survive, cause I got sweet victory. Nobody can take it from me. Sweet victory, cause I got sweet victory, yeah.
Toast to the game, cheers to the ceiling, feeling good, we gon' make it to the finish.
Sweet victory,
you hear me? Holla if you feel me. We still running even though we're limping.
Sweet victory,
cause we winning. Yeah, you know we winning. Even though we win it, we still in it.
Sweet victory,
cause we winning. Yeah, you know we winning, now we living.
Sweet victory, yeah.
They like, I hear you talking ways, but I see your losses. You celebrating crowns, but I see your crosses. That's the paradox, it don't fit in your merit box. You might not understand it, you out in this pair of socks. The victor ain't the one that's winning, 7th inning. Trophies don't go to the ones that got a good beginning. When I say I win, I mean this day I'm in. I mean that day when the grace got fade out then. I'm winning cause I reign with him.
Declares you're king. A scarlet robe can cloak your majesty. And they nailed your hands. You nailed our death. From the cross you reign. Your kingdom knows no end. Oh Jesus, you won it all. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's all fact, no fiction. It's my interpretation. You wanna know how it went down? I'll tell you. Hey, yo, Biz, turn me up a little bit in the headphones, man. Yeah. Check it. I guess I'll take it back to graduation. Got my degree, but writing songs was my fascination. I got a job installing cable, then I got promoted. Moved out my mama's house, but still this music was the motive. Around this time, I'm bumping Tunnel Rats and CMR. But Lil Jon was on the radio and on the charts. I got creative, took the money that I made and bought a beat machine. Now it's me and T-Dot up late in. I volunteer at detention centers to be your leader. I got these young dudes loving the way I eat the beat up. I ain't wanna blow up, just wanna give them Jesus. And been starting up Reach Records was all I needed. I hit the road on the weekends to do a show. Ain't asked for money, but they still gave a little dope. Just a bunch of wild kids in the front row like, you ain't Lil Wayne, you a lame, man, I gotta go. But I did it, and I was on a mission. And little by little, a couple of them would get it. Was rapping in the hood and folks broke down crying. That's when I knew this was bigger than me and bigger than rhyme.
It's all fact, it's not fiction. You wanna hear the truth, you pay attention. And if I never got a mention,
still do it for the love and the mission. Yeah. My interpretation.
not fiction.
It's all fact. It's all fact. It's all fact.
It's not fiction.
Fast forward just a year later, I done dropped my first album and I'm feeling like I made it. Going all around the world trying to tell them about the safe. What else? And I ain't tripping, we ain't really getting paper. Nah, I'm about to marry me a lady. I left my old job, so I'm praying rap pay me. I dropped my next album, Jesus Music kinda major. I moved away to Memphis, it was hot as the equator. And gunshots every night to make you wake up. Sleeping on the floor, hoping you don't pick it straight up. Soup Campbell took me in and got my weight up. Then I flew back to Cali, started working on Rebel. We had a feeling it would be a problem. It's like the Lord wrote the whole thing. But at home I was having problems. Married life was like a bad dream. Yeah, now we fighting every day. My travel getting heavy, 2 babies, 1 baby mama. I'm arrogant and self-righteous, helping everybody but my wife through the drama.
It's not fiction, you wanna hear the truth, you pay attention. And if I never got a mention,
still do it for the love and the mission. Yeah. My interpretation.
not fiction.
It's all fact, it's all fact, it's all fact.
It's not fiction.
I need a new place, new grace, new city, new state. Now we all headed to Atlanta. I'm stressed out trying to lead. I'ma bleed myself, burning out. I can see the path. I'm just writing my pain over beats, and I'm guessing rehab was the outcome. I wrote background at the kitchen table. I thought it wouldn't make the album. Shortly after I got a hold of Tim Keller's books. Man, I promise you it's like my whole life changed. Andy Crouch wrote a book about culture making, and after that I had to make a slight change. Ask the homies, I ain't do it for the money, man. Nah, I made church clothes out of love, and me and Street working day and night. Wait a minute, now gravity is blowing up. I won a Grammy, and I ain't even tripping on it. I got a mission that I'm fighting for. I'm writing songs trying to give you substance. Yeah, I'm writing songs fighting for your soul. We may run at a different pace, but let's continue the race. You running yours, I'm running mine. I promise I left out a lot of details. Well, Gabi said I'm out of time.
Yo, your boy DJTWalk just dropped an app. It's available in the iTunes and Google Store today. All you have to do is simply search DJTWalk. If you get the app, you have chats, Instagram, and also access to my Twitter page. Check out the DJTWalk app today in Google and iTunes Store. Peace.
All right, we got the great DJTWalk and Javon, the legend, back this week, man, on the show. Listen, next time Javon's on vacation, we're going to have to find a filler in for Javon so we don't miss a week of the show. We apologize for negative calls last week. I know y'all are jumping in and listening to Red Sports with us, so I'll keep you going as we go forth. Or I might have Javon call in from off-site. Get in on the show. But, you know, we had a crazy week. I was crazy week at work. He was crazy week out of town. So we got busy, man, doing other stuff. If you didn't know, Javon's a manager, and I work with multiple teenagers. So, yeah, we get kind of busy at the job sometimes, and it kind of happens. So as long as we're doing Red Sports, we want to thank y'all for tuning in and thank y'all for listening. It is our pleasure just to be able to deliver this show to you in the manner that we deliver it. So moving on. We're talking sports, man. We're talking a little football. Javon, surprise team thus far through week, what are we in? Week 4? Week 4 of the NFL season. Week 4.
Oh, man. And I want to steal your thunder because maybe this is everybody's surprise team. Dallas Cowboys.
All right.
I mean, and I know New Orleans isn't good on the road versus anybody. But, you know, that was my Super Bowl, man. So I just felt bad. I felt humiliated after that game last night. I wasn't. Yeah, but I will tell you that they look solid. They don't look like the Cowboys that you normally see.
Well, that's how they hand off the ball, man.
Yeah,
they got smart.
They got smart, and they look dependable. Like, they're not asking Tony Romo to do too much. They're actually running the ball. You know, you really can't say anything about the Dallas Cowboys until later on in the season. I mean, you know, until we get to like December, and we'll see what it looks like there. DeMarco Murray, everybody said it. You know, he's injury prone, and they're running him a lot. But that line looks better. So it looks as if he could be more protected as he runs. It looks as if they're going to ask Tony Romo to do less, which is actually working. Because I've always said Tony Romo's a solid quarterback. It's just when they ask him to throw 45 times a game, he's bound to make some crazy mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not actually going to do that, and the team actually looks stable. Like, they look like they can keep it up as long as everybody's healthy. They look like they can keep it up. So they're my surprise because I was expecting them to be 1-3, not 3-1. So I passed on to you, man. Who
you know what? I got a couple surprise teams well, not so much surprise teams. I think Oakland and Jacksonville are, what we thought they were. They're not too good, not too, they're actually horrible right now. Carolina's defense is utterly surprising me. Them dude is garbage, man. You go from top 2 to just giving up points like water. My surprise team for the early years on the Arizona Cardinals, I knew they would be decent, but at 3-0, man, I am shocked that they're in first place. I thought they would take a step back, but Arizona at 3-0, oh my gosh. And here's what I'm gonna say as a surprise team, Arizona. You're 3-0. Your quarterback Carson Palmer is out. I don't know the name of your backup quarterback because don't know the name of that dude.
Nobody does. Doesn't that make it crazy though?
Yeah. Well,
make it crazy.
Yeah, you're 3-0, and you're not using Larry Fitzgerald, who makes $100 and $200 and $300 and $400 million a year. So that's why I'm surprised. And you lost Darnell Crockett. I honestly thought Arizona would be 2-2 at this point. Maybe they had a bye week, so maybe 1-2. But at 3-0, they look like they might be able to compete with Seattle. They beat San Francisco. They're going to destroy St. Louis. That's a given.
Seattle?
Seattle that's going to be a game, man. So that's really my surprise team. Everybody else, I thought the Bengals would do 3-0 right now, which is impressive. Hey, listen, when we get to week 6, it's the topic we're going to discuss. Hey, all y'all say Andy Dalton wasn't worth the money. Look like dude might be worth the money.
Maybe, yeah. I ride with Andy Dalton, man.
Hey, that's what we were
redhead. I went redhead, man.
I love, man. Hey, you know what? That draft that year, I don't know who he came out with, but I was surprised he dropped to the second round. And when he went to Cincinnati, I was like, they got a quarterback, dude. They got a quarterback.
Yeah.
I watched the dude play at TSU, and I was like, man, the dude is good. I can't take nothing away from Andy Dalton. And that dude honestly has more weapons than you can think of, and he uses them all. So they got running back, they got 2 wide receivers, they got 2 tight ends. We gonna see. I think this might be the year Cincinnati get over the hump, man. Are they better than Denver? Possibly so. I think they're better than the Patriots.
They could give them a run because their defense is nice. And their defense is playing this year. And that offense can put up some points. Just like you mentioned, Andy Dalton has weapons and he's using them. They look as complete as they've ever looked. They look more complete than they've ever looked.
They look like. I'm pretty impressed with their team, man. They quietly looking like a sleeper. Philly is 3-1 to my shock. I don't know how you 3-1 and you don't know how to hand off from the 1. That's just me, I don't know how you get to the 1-yard line and you throwing the ball all over the place. But if it's rock, it's rock. Detroit 3-1. So then New England plays tonight, Monday Night Football. San Diego is not a shocker. Javon Legons. I'm a little shocked that Houston, being that Davian County is hurt.
Yeah.
But Ryan Fitzpatrick, Mr. No Shit. What you think about the dude here?
You talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yeah. Shaver, no shave.
He got that Harvard beard. He can do whatever he wants. That's what happens. He won't shave it until they start losing.
That's what happens when your IQ is is the highest in the whole NFL, huh?
Yeah, he don't care. You don't care. He obviously has this thing figured out. So I ain't gonna say anything about. I ain't gonna say nothing about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick going for 2 interceptions a game and they win it. So he obviously has this thing. He has this thing figured out. But I'll tell you what, Houston. I'm gonna say Houston Rockets. The Houston Texans. Your boy J.J. Watt is a beast.
Dude.
With a capital P, man.
J.J. Watt is that guy. Hey, I'm mad. I'm a little mad at J.J. Watt right now because I can't pick him up on my fantasy football team. You know, he scored touchdown off his name.
That's the only reason you can't be mad about J.J. Watt.
I can't do it on my fantasy football team. he scored.
That guy is amazing.
Yeah, he's scoring touchdowns. He's scoring more touchdowns than some of the running backs in the NFL right now. So you can't. Now the quandary is going to be. I believe the Texans already paid him. They're going to have to in the coming years. They're going to have to get a quarterback that can not throw 2 interceptions a game. You know what I'm saying? Who's younger. So
they need a guy who can win games.
Yeah. So, and then Andre Johnson is on the downside of his career, so they're going to be, they got Hopkins, who is a decent wide receiver, so they're going to need another wide receiver. They're going to be coming up on a tight end. Aaron Foster could be towards the tail end, you know what I'm saying, but he's still getting mad carries. So, you know, you kind of see, if they shape up, you know, I think it's better for Houston that they didn't go in this year with a label on it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody expected them to be average. And I think when you count a team as the best team in the NFL, and then players start dropping or somebody gets injured, man, change. And don't sleep, man. J.J. Watt with a good healthy Brian Cush is a whole different team. Because now he can play free and know that he got a linebacker back there behind him that can pick up and make tackles. So if Cush stays healthy for a whole year, J.J. Watt stays healthy for a whole year, you got a whole different defense, and that defense is winning.
And then they have Clowney coming back.
Yeah, he should be back week 6 or 7. They need to put that dude down as an end rusher, man, and stop letting him play linebacker, which I think would be awesome. Honestly, I probably Yeah. People, you know, I know you set on the 3-4 defense, you know, and you gotta use them. But if you go 4-3, you got a beast of a D line in there, and Watt on one side and Clowney on another side. And then you got 3 linebackers who are studs. You know, you probably make a whole world of difference. And what you do as far as that. Let's move on. I'm going to get to Javon's field real quick. We're going to talk a little basketball. Just basketball season is coming around because, you know, baseball season is ending. College basketball is going to be coming up soon. I'm pretty sure Javon is going to be hype about that. Doesn't lead the way on the college basketball. I like college basketball, but I'm a Tar Heel fan in general, so yeah, whatever.
All you need to know, man. Everybody's a Carolina and Duke fan, man. The whole world is broken into 2 groups, Carolina and Duke fans.
Yeah, you keep winning, man. That's all. We just keep winning. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad when you're winning. You know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at my Tar Heels. You know what I'm saying? We get recruited. Hey, I've been a Tar Heel fan since Rasheed Wallace. So, you know, for you youngsters out there who was born in 96, 97, you might not remember Rasheed Wallace, who had the biggest gray spot ever, only in one part of his hair, which was pretty remarkable. He only got gray. If you don't know, Vince Carter went to North Carolina. Here's what's funny is when you talk basketball with some kids, they know who Michael Jordan is, but at work, man, I play when I can play Xbox with the kids, right? I always pick an old school team. So I picked the old school Hornets, right? With you know the old school Hornets, Larry Johnson, Lonzo Mourning, Muggsy Bogues, Dell Curry. Let me tell you this story, Javon. We playing a game, right? And so Dell Curry, you know Dell Curry came off the bench back then, right?
Yeah.
So I got Dell Curry. I'm running with the dude, and I hit like 3 threes in a row. So one of the kids says, "Who is that? Is that Dell Curry's uncle? Is that Steph Curry's uncle?" I said, "No, that's his dad." And honestly, his dad probably was a better shooter than Steph ever will be. You know what I'm saying? Steph puts the volume, but Dell, man, that dude released like I had never seen before. You know, if y'all out there in TV land or YouTube land, go and Google Dell Curry, and you won't see it too. I mean, like back in the day, basketball nowadays is great. You know what I'm saying? You can run free. You can get back in. Them dudes was hand checking. They was pushing all over the place. Game physical was all whatnot. So if you talking about football in general, you gotta look up that dude Dell Curry just on your YouTube channel and see what you got. So this week we had an unveiling really of the stars in different places. So you tell me what you think about the newness in the NBA. We got first let's get on this. Lizzo said the reason he stayed in New York is because he keeps himself leaving. which I think was an honorable thing. What do you think about Carmelo deciding to stay in New York?
What you didn't finish in that statement is he said he couldn't finish, or he couldn't see himself leaving that much money on the table at the end of that deal. So, I agree with him.
I missed that part.
Yeah, I couldn't see him leaving that much money on the table either. I mean, ultimately, hey, it is what it is. I don't fault him for that. It's one of those situations where, dude, just be honest about it. Don't tell us all this and that about being about the team and being about the city and all of that. I mean, New York is great, but good grief. I mean, I think that decision would have been a lot harder if Chicago could pay him the money that New York could have, or if one of these other cities could pay him the money that New York could have. That being said, I don't get too excited about the New York Knicks. I think that the team is headed in the right direction. Obviously they have Phil Jackson there now. They have Derek Fisher now, who's going to be a first-year coach. I think that you'll get about the same you'll see the same amount of growth from the New York Knicks this year as you saw with the Brooklyn Nets last year, especially as the team began to play with each other for a while and began to learn the system. They went from being a sub-500 team to they had the best record in the Eastern Conference for the second half of the year after the All-Star break with the Brooklyn Nets. I think you'll see something similar with the New York Knicks. I think that they get acclimated to the triangle offense. The triangle offense, the way it works, it actually benefits somebody like Carmelo Anthony's game. Just because of what Carmelo is good at on the basketball court. Technically, the triangle offense is the best type of offense for a player like him, which is why you'll see players like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan thrive in it. But in order for that team to win, there are certain other pieces that they need around him to fit the other parts of the triangle offense to really become the Eastern Conference championship winning team. And I think they're a few years away from that. Carmelo said something, I guess before we move on, he said something about being the most underrated player in the league. And me just repeating that phrase is really the only commentary that I'm going to give to that. So I just want y'all to know that that's out there as a statement. T-Walk, I'll let you handle it. I really don't have anything to say about that. I think that's just, I don't have to the bank with that joke.
I don't have comment. I don't have a comment for Carmelo saying he's the most underrated player in the league. I'm gonna say this: you have the same disease Greg Harden has. It's called I don't play defense. Somewhere between both of y'all games, y'all are the king of defense. Now, if you're a young guy and you don't know what defense is, that's called when a dude just run past you and you go another way waiting for somebody to pass you the ball. So your dude is scoring mad points and you not doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think these dudes are like, wow, what in the world is going on? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what Carmelo was thinking in saying that. I don't know what
he needed something to say. Sometimes they interview you and you just need something to say. None of us are above it. Somebody gets you in a bad position and you just want to have something to say because they ask you something. I think that's what it was. He ain't had nothing else to say and he's like, I think I'm the most underrated player in the league because you need something immediately. What else are you going if you're Carmelo Anthony, if you're the New York Knicks, what else are you going to tell them immediately? There is nothing. It's already been covered. You got Phil Jackson. You got a new coach. Everything is covered. Why not call yourself the most underrated player in the league?
That is true. That is true.
I think we rate Carmelo Anthony appropriately. I don't think he's underrated. I think he gets rated as a player who never made it to the finals, never made it past the second round, and who shoots a lot and doesn't play defense. I think we rated him correctly.
Oh you pretty much covered it all when discussing.
Sometimes you gotta skip that.
Yeah. When discussing Carmelo. So let's since talking basketball, man, we saw Rondo get injured. We saw LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love. We saw the Clippers. As soon as we get close to the basketball season, to the preseason basketball, I think we'll start rating basketball teams and what we feel about basketball. But Javon, I'm gonna get Javon's take on Rajon Rondo. Will he be traded or will he not be traded? What do you think, bro?
Nah, I really don't care. To be honest with you. Honestly, wherever he goes, I really don't think it's going to make that great of an impact anyway. I mean, he really goes to the right system. Rondo has been hurt quite a bit over these last couple of years, to the point where when you list off like the top 5 or 6 point guards in the league, it's hard for you to bring Rondo up in the conversation anymore just because you haven't seen him play in such a long time, and you haven't seen him play in a game that matters in a really long time. I hope he does get traded. You know, there's been some rumors. There's been some rumors here and there that he might get traded to, and this isn't going to happen. But there were some rumors. I don't think it's going to happen. That he might get traded to OKC.
Yeah, right.
Not for who? But not for Russell Westbrook. Their whole thing, they were going to try to move him to OKC. They were going to get rid of, I forgot the package they had, man. I kind of didn't want to do it, but they were going to package up 2 of the guys coming off the bench. OKC, which are already in their bench.
Cephalosha, somebody else?
Cephalosha anyway. Cephalosha's on his way out anyway. But you know, they were going to try to make a package for like a draft pick and 2 guys off the bench for Rajon Rondo, just so they can move Westbrook to the 2, where he can play his more natural position. Honestly, I don't think that. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm pretty positive that would not happen. One thing Oklahoma City does not do is give up draft picks. Not draft picks. You know, if you follow Oklahoma City basketball, that's one thing they don't do. Not on a consistent basis, so I don't think they do it for Rajon Rondo. You already there's so many question marks about his health. And given what he asked for with the contract extension, I just don't think it's smart because he may be renting him for like a year before he asks for like a payday that he doesn't deserve. So I think he'll get traded, but I think he's going to get traded from the Celtics to another team in the bottom third of the league, and I don't think he's going to make him that much better.
What about him going to Charlotte?
Sacramento or Charlotte? Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I could see him going to Charlotte. That I would be worried, and if they don't think on this, I guess they don't. A lot of GMs and a lot of people don't really think about this from a defensive standpoint. They're like, oh, we can just make it work. But you can get rid of Michael Kidd, Gilchrist, maybe another player, and bring Rondo in there. And Charlotte, but you're going to have a very small backcourt. Like, you already have a very small team. Charlotte is so severely undersized and crazy. So bringing Rondo in there and then moving, what's my guy from UConn with the six-pack jumper.
I know you're talking about. Man, I forget his name off the top of my head.
He's already undersized, man.
I forget his name off the top of my head, but I know you're talking about.
He's undersized and he's playing. He's naturally a 2, and they have him play on the 1. So if you bring Rondo in, you'll bring Rondo in as a natural 3-point guard, which is good. Then you move him to the 2, and he's undersized at the 2. And they have to guard a point guard for that reason. Rondo can't defend a lot of the 2 guards in the league. So I think they really suffer defensively if they make that move, but. You know, I think they'll win some games. I think they'll win more games. I mean, they picked up Lance Stevenson from Indiana. So maybe you make a move like that. And, I mean, they were playoff team before. And you move up a seed or 2 in the seeding to the Eastern Conference, but I don't think you're competing. You know, I don't think that doesn't make you better than Miami, Cleveland, and Chicago. In the
no, I don't. I think it might give them a little I wish a little bit of foundation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You might have two players. I think Rondo was a case of a player who actually thrived when Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen was there. I think when you took that away, we saw that Rondo couldn't shoot. We saw that Rondo benefits from players who can keep the basket or create a shot or can run a high tempo offense. I think honestly, your point guard is your extension of your coach, and I think when Doc Rivers left, all that and paddled and stuff, I don't think with this coach, Rondo is his kind of guy to run his offense. You know, Rondo would rather go behind the back than make the drop back bounce pass. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's his guy. I think Rondo would be. I don't. Charlotte just popped in my head. Charlotte just popped in my head as a potential destination going to Michael Jordan trigger. You know, I'm kind of trying to figure out what Michael Jordan is trying to do with his whole basketball psyche thing. I'm kind of at a loss for what he's trying to do.
The playoffs. I mean, it's a slow. They're a slow growth team, man. That's a. You know, I'm just happy they're the Hornets again, man. I'm glad they're not the Bobcats. I'm glad they're the Hornets again. Maybe I think they're heading in the right direction. I think Lance Stevenson was a good addition. I think that they've made several decent moves. I know they lost Josh McRoberts or whatever, but I think they'll be decent. The Eastern Conference is bad enough to where they can shoot for like a fifth or sixth seed in the Eastern Conference, and I think that's
balance out this year though.
What's that?
The Eastern Conference, I think, will balance out this year because they're not. I think
now all those teams will lose to the Western Conference.
Oh yeah,
every team that's coming out of the East is going to lose to any of the top four teams in the Western Conference will beat those teams.
Oh yeah. I don't think. Here's what I don't think. I don't think by OKC, San Antonio, Clippers, and who else you got? Oh, you got the Spurs, Clippers, OKC. I mean, top three, even Memphis, who had, 49 wins last year. Man, if you in the Western Conference and you playing like in the Eastern Conference, it's a train wreck. But with LeBron leaving Miami, I think now everybody has a shot. So I think that, and honestly, with Paul George getting hurt, I don't know which Derrick Rose is coming back. I think those factors will give you a better mix in the East. But I don't think you're going to get too many East and win 60 games. And honestly, I don't see anybody in the East even Cleveland beating a team like San Antonio or OKC. Whoever comes out the West probably this year will. You know what? I think we're going to be looking at one stretch. Remember years back where the Western Conference, I think, won the NBA championship for like 11, 12 years straight. We could be looking at another one of those runs.
Well, you know what, man? That's what happens in the NBA time and time again. It's like the stretch in time when Chicago Bulls won, 6 out of 8 championships for that stretch, and the Eastern Conference kept it switches back and forth, but overall the Western Conference teams are just ran so much better. It's not even close. Organizationally, all the Western Conference teams, for the most part, are ran so much better to where you can take a bad Western Conference team, put them in the Eastern Conference, and they're a playoff team. Take Minnesota from last year, put them in the East, they're a playoff team. You take Sacramento or Phoenix from last year and put them in the East, they're a playoff team because they're ran better. The pieces are better. Sacramento is one of those teams in the Western Conference that you look at now and you're like, there's no way that team's going to make the playoffs. But if you take Sacramento with DeMarcus Cousins, who DeMarcus Cousins is he may be the best center in the NBA, but nobody knows about him or cares about him because he plays for the Sacramento Kings.
And because he keeps out.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, that's the kind of thing, given his situation, if I'm a Sacramento King player, I'm bummed out because they're in a situation where the team is actually making the right move to get better, but because they play in the Western Conference where, it's loaded. It's loaded. 18, you have Memphis and Dallas ahead of you. You have Phoenix ahead of you. who are on the bottom half of that playoff grab in the Western Conference, and there's no way you're better than those teams, and those teams are still going to be fighting for like the 7th and 8th spot, 6th and 8th spot in the West, and it's just sad. You put them in the Eastern Conference, I mean, they're easily a number 3, number 4 team. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's how I did it. So, listen, we've been chopping up the whole show, man. We're going to get ready to wrap up this week's show. Look forward to y'all tuning in. But, as we do every show, we're going to change up the name. It's not Javon Scores Anywhere. It's the Legend's time. So I'm going to give the legend one shot, his one-shot weekly, man, to give y'all a weekly overdose of his thoughts. So, with that being said, let the legend begin. Come on, give us your thoughts.
All right. Well, you know what, man? I was really thinking hard about what direction I was going to go. I knew we would talk football ad nauseum. I knew we'd talk about basketball. We were going to talk there. I even knew we were going to talk a little bit of baseball. So, I was like, I'm not going to make the thought about one of those sports. I'm actually going to talk about something I never really talked about. I had 2 subjects in mind. I was going to talk about either NASCAR racing. I was going to talk about golf. I'm actually going to go golf because it's a little less depressing. So, with golf, for those of y'all who don't know, who haven't followed, they just wrapped up the Ryder Cup, and we just lost again to the European team as a team of U.S. representatives. My conversation here, my thought here is that we really got to get ourselves together as a U.S. team. We can't keep going to the international competition, which, as I understand it, is a biannual thing, so they do it like every other year with the Ryder Cup. We've lost a number of times in a row with this. I'm just calling for us to represent better. We're at the top of the sporting world as it relates to basketball. Obviously football is our sport. Soccer, we're getting better. We're making moves. At least we made it past our group play at the World Cup. The Ryder Cup is a game that, or golf rather, is a game that U.S. claims. And for us to be thoroughly embarrassed year after year, time after time at the Ryder Cup, I think it's unacceptable. I'm really hoping that we pull our stuff together. And if you paid attention, those guys were bickering with each other like schoolgirls after we lost. So we need to get our stuff together, and we gotta come with it, man. Tiger, we need you to do something. If it's not Tiger, we need another black man to save golf. We need him to come through. We need something to happen because I'm tired of us losing. We're the USA. We got to end up on top, man. And that's my thought for the week.
All right. Hey, listen, we are culturally embedded. We can talk golf, we can talk baseball, we can talk basketball, we can talk all sports. Only sport I might never cover is soccer. I don't watch it as much as, I don't watch it. Anyhow, man, y'all keep it locked, man. Red Sports, man. Don't forget, man, if you got a question, comment, call 761-2415 for your questions, comments. Email me, DJTWalk@gmail.com. If you got a comment on the show, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, DJTWalk, Javon, Javon, SL. You can find us on Twitter and hit us with your questions or thoughts or something like that. Or if you just want to disagree with us on sports, man, as my man Corey Payne did about the calling of his Tennessee Titans, you can do that as well. We're not open to we take criticism very well, and if you disagree, we love it.
I don't take criticism well at all. I haven't been wrong yet. We haven't talked about those Tennessee. We haven't talked about the Tennessee Titans.
To be prompt, it looks like we were correct about the Tennessee Titans, so we'll just leave it at that. As the season plays out, we'll make our way across it, and you'll see that we actually do some research, and we actually do know what we're talking about when we watch these teams. So you just sit back and relax. Anyhow, man, don't forget to keep locked up weekly, man. Once again, we apologize for last week, man. We had a little mix-up, but we will be prepared from now on. So y'all keep locked, man. DJTWalk, Javon, the legend, on the show with us. And if you check us out, man, we're going to be doing some things with the network. So be sure to follow the Red Hour on Twitter, so you can get an update on what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be posting the show. So big shout out to the fam, King Red, man, y'all stay up. That's DJ Liz. Shout out to King. Track Stars Radio, Corey Payne, my man Zeke, who's an admin at DJTWalk.com. Javon the Legend, me, myself, and I, DJTWalk. Man, I don't know. Oh, G-Toll Free down in California. Man, the team is getting big. So as we grow, man, y'all follow us and keep praying for us as we go forward on what Jesus has for us, man. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in this week. Be sure to tune back in next week when we go live again and we talk about football probably again. Wrap up some drama in sports. You know there's drama in sports every week, so we got to tackle the drama that goes along with sports. You know, that's just the way it is. Anyway, so we got to be out, man. You want to say, Coach Jay?
No, you got it. Love y'all.
All right, man. See y'all. Keep it locked, man. Next week. We love y'all. Peace out.